Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you found Santa Rosa Week. I'm Jerry Cooey.
I'm Deborah Nelson. And
we want to welcome you into the beautiful downtown Milton here behind us. We hope you've been enjoying that photo. I'm very proud of that photo. I took that photo myself. Of course,
you're going to spoil the effect.
Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You were to believe that you were looking through the window at our beautiful downtown offices.
Russell Harbor Landing. Our Russell Harbor Landing Studios.
Well, Deborah, we got to give a little more detail on stormwater. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we were the first media out there to alert you to this situation. But Deborah, I was just curious. I was contemplating how we found out about this and where it came from. So how did we find out about this and what organization did it come from?
See if you can get. No, I'll tell you. Of course, the issue is stormwater permitting requirements being reduced. The county commissioners recently contemplated lowering the standard from a 100-year flood you have to prepare for to a 25-year flood, which is less rain that they have to prepare for these ponds and these, you know, the holding ponds.
You think with all the rain that we've had, you think their feet was wet while they were trying to do that?
It seems to have impacted the final decision. Let's put it that way. We first heard about this during an economic summit put together by...
And what organization put together the economic summit?
By our friends at Team Santa Rosa.
Really?
Last year.
So Team Santa Rosa is somehow involved in stormwater now, apparently.
Well, what we were told during this hearing was that apparently they had been meeting with, we weren't told exactly who, I assume it was members of the development community, and they came up with their solution for improving economic development in Santa Rosa County.
Right, and that was a recommendation by the Board of Team.
Yes.
Which, behind closed doors, out of the purview of the public,
was developed
at a potentially illegal meeting, took a vote.
I wasn't there.
To send this forward to the Board of County Commissioners.
That is correct.
To reduce stormwater.
That is, and what we were told was that this was the solution they came up with for improving economic development.
Right. Well,
opportunity in this area.
Right, and it's just like I said before. You can do any number of things. You can say, well, the economy's down, so let's give away free beer on Saturday and we'll get a big crowd in. Or
let's not spend $3.1 million
or not
$900,000 property on Highway 877.
Or not buy exorbitantly priced property from a developer.
That would be my solution.
I mean,
but I'm not a professional in the economic development field.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, and while since you brought up the topic of the Pullum property,
being shovel ready.
Being shovel ready. That's right. We forgot that the last couple shows. Shovel ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, what's interesting is we just gotten the most recent email request from Team Santa Rosa.
Right.
We find Miss Anderson, who's the team director, who we probably should put on our payroll.
Oh yeah.
Because
well, she furnishes a lot of material for Santa Rosa Week.
So much golden material to the show. Apparently asking the county attorney what she needed, or discussing what they needed to do to make the property shovel ready.
Yeah.
Now this is the property that we were told during the county commission meeting by several commissioners was already shovel ready.
Yeah, we're going to get off topic here, but let's go ahead and hit it again. Bob Cole, Don Salter, Gordon Gooden, 3 of your commissioners stood up with the camera rolling, the microphone turned on, and said that Pullum property is shovel ready. And I will use the words to describe that is completely inaccurate, what you were told. But that's a little side issue.
Let's get back on track.
The whole situation here, ladies and gentlemen, and look, this is why it's important that all of your boards that your tax dollars go to need to be transparent and accountable. Because all of this transpired behind closed doors in a private meeting. We really don't know who was there.
This is a suggestion to lower stormwater standards.
For the suggestion. Yes. And then it was brought before the Board of County Commissioners.
Right.
The Board of County Commissioners gave that to the Northwest Florida delegation.
Right, that's our senators and representatives
and
from the
sent
state
them
level.
back to Tallahassee and said, this is what we want.
Right,
Well, it's not what I want.
right. Apparently it's not what anybody wants.
Well, for goodness sakes, we still have flooding in this county. As a matter of fact, a recent county commission meeting, they were discussing flood mitigation.
Yes.
And I bumped the fellow that was next to me. I said, I have a novel idea about flood mitigation. Let's stop letting people build in places where it will flood.
Right.
You know, that would go a long ways into solving that. But just to give you a little history on the stormwater itself, our county engineer, I believe it was around 92 or 93, made the decision that stormwater across Santa Rosa County was all going to be at a 100-year floodplain.
Which is the Florida DOT standard.
Right, which is the state standard.
And which the state requires for property that's abutting their roads to meet.
And you know, I think it's worked very well. I understand that there's some economic impact to the developer who develops something, but I also understand that a developer is going to pass on the cost in the price of the house. It's not like the developer's going to sit there holding the bag on it.
Eating peanut butter for a month or something.
And you know, the whole thing is, and one of the biggest costs in all of this is, if you don't have good standards, then you put your citizens at risk.
Not only that, but as several citizens pointed out, and we're gonna show a little bit of that footage. If you have lower standards, you have higher flood insurance bills.
Right.
Individual citizens, individual residents have higher bills.
Well,
I contacted my flood insurance company, who is nationwide, and they're relegated by FEMA. And because of our community rating system that we have, we save $329 a year personally on our flood insurance. So that's the points that Santa Rosa has going for them. We're above and beyond, and we get great points and discounts on flood insurance. And that's money that I spend in our local economy, you know, to help our businesses, and it generates sales tax revenue as well for our counties. So, and affordable housing, when we look at the price per square foot, that's only one part of affordable housing. We have to look at taxes and insurance, and the money we save on insurances, of course, again, is money that the local people spend in the local economy. So this is a very big deal as far as flooding, pollution, or, you know, the money the people have to maintain their home. Getting them in a home is one thing, but letting them afford the home throughout the 30-year mortgage is another thing. We have to look at all the cost of housing, not just the cost per square foot. And it saves us quite a bit of money as far as flood insurance. Thank you.
well, and you know, and that's one thing, and you know, I haven't tipped my hat in 2 or 3 shows. Let me tip my hat to Commissioner Lane Lynchard.
Yes.
On this
yes.
one. You know, one thing that I've noticed, and I think Commissioner Lynchard will say that he started out a little shaky because he bit into something that caused him some pain. But since then, when he mashes the button and his little red light comes on, when he speaks, he has researched it.
Yes.
He has the documentation in front of him. He speaks clearly so that even Bob Cole can understand him.